Today we're going to go over Google Keep and Google Calendar. Those are two tools that you have in your LCPS Google accounts that you can use to help keep yourself organized here at school and at home. First thing I'll need you to do, if you've not done so already, is go ahead and log onto your Chromebook and get into your Google Drive. You'll notice that I am in mine right here. I am going to go over and I'm going to click on the waffle up in the top right corner. I need you to open up both Calendar and Keep. So let's go ahead and click on Calendar and open that up in a new tab. And then I'm going to click on my waffle one more time and open up Keep. So let's take a quick tour of Google Calendar. You can notice right now that when I opened it up, I am in the week view right here. That might work really well for you, kind of help you see just the week at a glance where you're not overloaded with everything going on in one month. I tend to prefer the month view. It's just whatever works better for you. You'll notice that any events that have already occurred are grayed out on my calendar. Visually, it helps make things a little less cluttered. Over here on the left hand side, you do have the create button where you can create a new event to add to your calendar. You can scroll through the months right here very quickly. Down here under my calendars, this will show not only your default calendar, but it will also show any reminders, tasks that you have, as well as any of the Google Classrooms you are in, their calendars. Every Google Classroom has a calendar associated with it, so that should appear right here. You'll notice that I have the majority of these turned off. It gets a little overwhelming if you turn everything on, but it's really easy to turn something on and off. You just simply click the box next to it. It goes away. If I click it on again, it comes back. So the events haven't gone anywhere. I've just chosen to hide them. Let's go ahead and create a new event. You've got a couple different ways you can do that. You can either double click on that day right there and it'll bring up the window here to create an event, or I can go over and I can click on the create button and I get a smaller window that pops up. So let's go ahead and make our first event right now. You can open it either way that you like, doesn't really matter. I'm just go ahead and create an event for homework. You'll notice in the smaller window you've got some basic options. If I go ahead and click more options, that brings me back to that larger window. I've got the dates and the time here. You'll notice you have the option to make it a repeating event. They bring up some default options here. If you click on custom, you can have it end on a certain date or after a certain number of occurrences, whatever works for you. Location, I'm going to meet some friends at Panera to do some homework. Go ahead and start typing that in. It will bring up the closest one. Lucky me. Your default calendar will be shown right here. You can change that to save it to another calendar if you need to do that. Color coding tends to help as well. If I want to make all my homework appointments green, and I can make all my sports events blue if that works for you. Once you have this all set, go ahead and hit save. And you'll now notice that I have a new event right here called Homework at 3 p.m. on the calendar for today, actually. If I go over here on the right side, I've got a little toolbar, and if I click on Keep, I can open it up right here. This comes in handy if you're taking notes. You can have your notes here on the right along with your calendar, so it makes referring back to things pretty quick and easy. To start a new note, you just simply click right on Take Note, and you can start typing here. Once you're done, you just hit done. It's as easy as that. The other way to use Google Keep, you can either click on the arrow in the box here. That will open it up in a new tab. You can see right here, I already had you open it up in a new tab. So either way you get to Google Keep, doesn't matter, whatever works for you again. You'll notice that when you come into Keep, the note that I just created, it's populated here. This will populate across all your devices. So Google Keep does have a really cool app that you can put on your phone. Comes in very handy. I highly recommend you get the app. But because this is Google and everything is linked to your account, it will automatically populate. You don't have to worry about saving anything or not being able to get to something that you did on your Chromebook. To take a note here, you just simply click there give it a title, and then start taking your note. If I want to make this a to-do list, I can go ahead and put some check boxes, and then I can list my items. Yep, I've got math I need to do tonight, got some English, need to run to the store for mom, that kind of thing. You'll also notice down here at the bottom you have some options available. This is Google, of course, so you can share your note, add a collaborator just like you can in a Google Doc. If you have a friend that was absent in class that day and you want to share out the notes that you took with them, be a really nice friend, you can go ahead and do it this way. Color coding. One of the best ways to organize your notes within Google Keep is by color coding. Make all of your math one color, all of your English another color, however you choose to do it. It'll make life a little bit easier on you. You can add images, of course. You go back to our 3 dots. You saw where I put the check boxes there. If you have a long note, you've been taking notes in class on Google Keep and it's getting really long, you can always put it over to a Google document. Super easy to do right there. Let's go ahead and close this out. You'll notice my note immediately goes up here to the left. Every note, when you hover over it, this little pin shows up. If you click on pin, that note will always appear right here at the top until you unclick the little pin icon. So if you have a running to-do list that you just want to keep up top, you can pin it up there so it's always up there, and then once you get done with things, you can just check them off as you go. You'll notice it's crossed out right there. So I got math done. I've got a couple more things I need to get done there. Let's say that we need to run to the store. We want to set a reminder. I'm going to go ahead and open my note back up, and I'm going to click on the reminder button. Reminder you can set by time. Pick a date and a time, or just select one of the defaults that pops up for you, or you can select a place. So what it does is it uses the GPS on your phone, and when you get to that place, it's going to send you a reminder that, hey, you're doing something when you get here. Hi, I need to go to the store. Or let's say that you have some downtime between when school ends and when you have practice at Champ. You've got an hour in between. Set a reminder for John Champ, and then when you get over to Champ, the reminder will pop up and remind you to do your homework while you're hanging out and waiting. So you can see I've got my reminder set there. I'm going to go ahead and hit close. Over here on the left-hand side, just a quick little overview. These are all your labels. So I would suggest you create a label for each class, and that way you can label your notes. You can see here my homework, I labeled that with math. It's another way just to help you keep your notes organized in Google Keep. If I go up here to reminders and click on reminders, I've got 2 notes here that have a reminder. This one is for John Champ, and then this one is for Harris Teeter. Once I've gone to John Champ and that reminder has hit, the note will go away. It won't be here anymore. So same thing happens with Harris Teeter. The note will go away. Those are pretty much the basics of Google Calendar and Keep. So we'll have a chance to go over these in more detail, and you will have a chance to kind of play around with them and get used to how they work at a later date. Thanks.